Ron DeSantis is cracking down on squatters in the state of Florida. Let's check it out.
I'm Forrest Saunders standing outside the state capitol. Squatters beware. That's because Governor Ron DeSantis signed into law a new policy that would streamline the process to remove someone who is illegally staying inside a vacant property. Take a look. With rental homes, second homes, and so many others, Florida is no stranger to squatters. In fact, just this week, Martin County Sheriff made national headlines warning of a viral video teaching squatters how to squat and circumvent the laws.
Crime is a lot like cancer. It spreads, and if you see it somewhere else, let's be on guard. Let's get ahead of it.
When someone is illegally occupying a vacant property, current rules require what can be a lengthy civil court battle to remove them.
All right, so here we go.
Wednesday, Florida's governor signed a new law to streamline that removal process,
Providing very swift remedies, because what the squatters know is even when they're in the wrong, it's a massive process many times before they can be evicted, and a lot of times the process is very expensive.
Property owners will now be able to request law enforcement immediately remove a squatter if they entered illegally. They've been told to leave and haven't, and as long as they're not involved in a tenant-landlord legal dispute. The new law also increases penalties. A second-degree felony if squatters cause more than $1,000 in damage, and a first-degree felony for knowingly advertising a fake home sale or rental.
My name is Justin Melcarrick, and I'm just one of the neighbors that had to deal with squatters invading our street.
See, this is just common sense stuff. Every state should pass a law like this. These problems can be easily avoided with something as simple as getting law enforcement to be able to get these people out of here when you call them. If they're in your home illegally, without a deed or lease, they can't be there. Simple as that.
The change is a big win for Floridians like Justin, who warned Wednesday just how bad things can get.
The squatters brought reckless driving, drugs, weapons, verbal threats to the lives of my neighbors.
The new law also getting rave reviews from Florida's largest professional trade association, Florida Realtors. Vice President Andy Gonzalez said the Sunshine State now has a deterrent to halt the horror stories.
If you own a property, even if you're away for a period of time, you shouldn't have to go through legal loopholes if there's someone squatting your house.
The next step is for the changes to take effect. Florida's anti-squatting law now coming online in July of this year. Now, in the coming weeks, Florida's governor is going to have to decide what to do about the much more controversial vacation rentals bill, which will soon be.
That's excellent news. July of this year, excuse me, July of this year. That's fantastic news in the state of Florida. Like I said, common sense stuff. These squatters should not have rights. They should not be able to take over a home and just stay there because they feel entitled to it. Now, this happened in Tennessee back in 2017. A man got pretty belligerent with a news reporter, put out an axe on him as he was asking. Let's check it out. You'll see for yourself.
To find a new place to live. We want to talk to you about why you're in this house.
I want to talk to you about getting out of here. How's that? Does that work with you? Get that on my face, dude.
Don't. Jude Piskey didn't want to talk to us last month about how he took over this bank-owned home in Mount Juliet. The bank says you have no right to be here. Instead, he walked to his truck and got an axe.
But, let me see here. I was just, what we talking about here? This is probably work. Get the out of here.
All right.
Go, God.
We're backing up.
No, leave, God.
We're leaving right now. Don't hit. Piskey, who was already on probation, was arrested that night for aggravated assault.
When I was able to meet with Mr. Piskey after his arrest, one of the first things he said was he couldn't believe that he had responded in the way that he had.
Attorney Jeff Cherry represents Piskey, who spent 2 weeks in the Wilson County Jail before striking a deal.
He was served while he was in the jail with what, for lack of a better term, is an eviction notice.
Before pleading guilty to 1 count of reckless aggravated assault last week, Piskey made a deal with the Bank of New York Mellon to get out of the house by June 4th. And the judge that released him on probation warned him not to return to the home after that.
You guys have followed up, and been a blessing, actually, in helping us take care of this.
Mount Juliet City Commissioner Ray Justice said the house had become a nuisance and that neighbors were upset about the number of cars, including a limousine, parked in the front yard. His attempts to contact the banks that owned the home went unanswered for years.
I was making calls to the banks and getting voicemail, leaving voicemails, getting no return.
But Justice believes banks were forced to take action after Pischke picked up that axe.
Get out of here.
Man.
Oh, God.
We're backing up.
No, leave, God.
We're leaving right now. Don't hit.
Now, once again,
Oh,
no
my
one was hurt. We've heard moving vans have already started getting things out of the house.
That is lunacy. That that is some next level stuff right there. This guy wouldn't leave the house. He moved into a foreclosed home and thought it was his. Hey, I'm not leaving. Yeah, but see, this is what happens when you shed light on things. These news reporters brought attention to this, and after that, things started happening. You know, whatever reason the original owner couldn't pay, whatever the reason was, that's unfortunate, but you don't have a right to just move into a foreclosed home and claim it as yours. But thank goodness Ron DeSantis in Florida has done something about this, and I would like to see every state in the country pass these laws, but we know we won't see it from places like New York or California. You know, we're not going to see that happen. As you saw in New York with the lady being arrested from her own home by squatters, and then because she was trying to evict a squatter, and then they moved out because there was such national backlash because it went viral. So that's the good thing about having the media and social media and things like that. That's what it's good for, in my opinion. At least part of the reason. And then a 52-year-old mother was killed in her home in New York because squatters took over when she was out of the country or something like that. Just crazy stuff. This has to stop. But thank goodness we have people like governors like DeSantis, and hopefully we'll see this pass in more places because, like I said, this can happen. But yeah, thanks for listening. Like and subscribe. See you next time. Thank you. Take care.